Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the next episode for Conan Exiles. In the last episodes, we adventured on down to Skulker's End. We adventured into the dregs. We conquered the dungeon. We got us some loot. We leveled up our friends. And just to kind of show, I finally got Zangiel fully leveled up. With Vanguard, Resourceful Skulker, I don't really like that one because it takes away 5 strength. And Roll with the blows, I kind of like that one because it added 10 to grit. But one of the things we can do is you can re-roll these stats. Once you don't have to do it when your follower is max level, but it's better to do it then because then you can re-roll all 3 and see what you get. I have also started leveling up Nurus the Backstabber. Let's see how he's doing. He hasn't hit level 10 yet, but he's getting there. He's level 7. We've been taking the Rhino out for adventures. The Rhino is also leveled up. It's currently level 13. It's got Unflinching, which is plus 3 to grit. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Something new that we have a kitty. We got a greater tiger, so I was out just exploring, kind of looking for a new place to build our base, and I think I want to check out this island up here. I kind of like the way it looks. So I think I might do build on this island, depending on what's there. But there's an elephant and a tiger boss up here, but if you go to Swagger Rock, you can find 3 tiger cubs. And we gotta have kitties. So Swagger Rock is where you can get the tigers. And so I ended up getting, I got 5. And so for this particular greater tiger, you can tell it's got the little mask on it. In order to get this particular version, if I type in tiger, if you go to your crafting menu, in your inventory, you type in tiger in the search bar, you get the greater tiger and the standard tiger. The difference is, obviously, one is with the regular tiger, one's with the greater tiger. And you mix it with the, I'm going to probably mispronounce this, but Yamate fodder. And that gives you the kind of reddish colored tiger with the mask. I'm not too big of a fan of the mask. I like the way the tiger looks. But, let me run inside. If we come in here, we also have a white tiger. Now, the white tiger is the greater tiger version. Now, what I think is really cool with this tiger, when it's dark, its eyes glow. And I've been working on leveling this tiger up. You know, it's at level 8. Doing pretty good with the stats. For their food, savory flesh. That's what they like. Something else I have done, I've unlocked a few things, but I added in the improved Fireball Cauldron. I also went ahead and grabbed us a Sorcerer level 3. You're blocking my doorway. Out the way. I've started doing some composting, and I added in a planter, so when I decide to finally start growing some stuff, just kind of getting some of this stuff knocked out. So there is that. These are all the old critters that I didn't want. I did this a few episodes back. I just never mentioned it. I added in a fish trap so that we can get fish. And the reason why I want fish, one, you can cook some food with them, but 2, I've been throwing them in the fluid press to get oil. So as you can tell, I've been getting quite a bit of oil. I've also been throwing in a few seeds here and there. So, doing a few things, nothing too major. Been trying to keep, if I'm doing important stuff, I try to do those on camera. Little, like, farming stuff like that. Like, I added in this improved furnace, mostly because I have been working on getting a lot of steel and a lot of brick. So I can make hardened bricks, things like that, because there's some crafting. When I go to the next area to build, I am going to need a ton of that stuff. Yeah, what other new things have happened? Oh yeah, I have done the... If these jack wagons would get out my way. I have also, if he's around here, I was farming up brimstone and I found a named alchemist. Where's he at? Might be down here. Yes. I got a T4 alchemist, Mage of Azura. The nice thing with the alchemist, when you get a tier 4, I can now I have an oil recipe, which is bark and ichor. I have a spice recipe, which is converting bark into spice. A tar recipe, which is resin and raw ash. Another tar recipe, which is oil and raw ash. I can... Any empty glass flasks I have, I can just fill right here by clicking. I don't have to have water or anything like that, so that's nice. We can now make demon fire orbs. We can make a gaseous orb, which requires puffball mushrooms. And then we can make the grease orb, which is just a water orb, which we have here, and some tar. And so the thrall, the level 4 thrall also increases crafting speed ×2. So when we make potions or anything like that, it definitely helps to increase our crafting time. So I also did get a Cannibal Brute, just to kind of see how that's going to work out, because I know Cannibal Brutes used to be the bee's knees back in the day, but then they got nerfed into the ground apparently. So I found one, so I made her my friend. They started out with 15 grit. I'm waiting to see how that's going to go. I do like these numbers though. 95 for strength, 95 for vitality, and 64 for grit. So technically, when it comes to the food, I can find a food that raises, that does like 7% to vitality and 7% to grit or strength. And I'm actually going to try to find something that does grit so I can get that up a little bit more. But every time she levels, there's going to be a good chance that these go up. So that's not too bad. But yeah, we got us our Cannibal Brute. So I'm going to level that up eventually and see how things go. See if it turns out to be a pretty decent thrall. We've got our Ed 2.0 still. We now have a Greater Crocodile. I actually unlocked that. So this recording is on Sunday, June 28th. I was able to get a Greater Crocodile. I've been playing around with him for a little bit. Got him leveled up. He's level 6. Stats aren't too bad. Not really where I want them to be, but... Well, and then I had a scorpion egg, and it finally hacks. So now we have a pet scorpion. I haven't done anything with the rhino, the greater rhino. Just... He's been over here chilling, having the time of his life. I still have some... I have a tiger and some crocodiles here in the pen that... let's see. That spread all... Yeah. That brought them all out. But anyway, so I've still got some over here. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with those. I'll probably send them off to release them into the wild so they can go live a happy life. I've got a horse over here. Horse has been eating some plant fiber, making us some dung. Been making some poop so we can have for the compost. So yeah, just a lot of off-camera taming and leveling. Kind of some boring stuff. But today what I want to do, because I want to kind of get my thralls to be a little bit better, and where'd my sorcerer go? He was just right here. Did he come up here? Dude, that's the tanner. Did he go upstairs? Is he upstairs napping? Taking an old nappy nap? Yep. Okay, so... I was worried that my game glitched out and I lost my sorcerer, which not too hard to get, but it was a bit of a pain. Anyway, so for today, as you can see, the journey I have set is Sorcerer. Find the hidden Sorcerer's Cave. So, The first part of this is to find and defeat a sorcerer. We've done that. Then we got to find the cave. Oh, we've got one free. So for the farmer, you know what? We'll just talk about this real quick. For the farmer, for this journey, access or place a compost heap, harvest plant fiber, unlock the grinder knowledge, put bone into the grinder, obtain compost, craft an iron sickle, harvest seeds, plant seeds. So we'll just kind of talk about that real fast. So if you go into the knowledge menu, let's see here. I think it's under survival. I am looking for right here under peasant. Under peasant, you'll want to unlock this, and that unlocks your crude planter and your compost heap. I'm going to go ahead and unlock that for 3 points. Farmer gives you a standard planter, and then agriculturist gives you the improved planter. Generally, with your improved recipes or improved crafting benches, it has to deal with efficiencies, things like that. So having the base stuff is perfectly fine. So once you unlock that, you'll want to place down your compost heap. And then I used the regular planter, but in your compost heap, what you want to add to get your compost, you need to have this, and this is what compost looks like, but you need to have bone meal. How do we get bone meal? Just like it said, you want to put bones into the grinder. So if we go to our knowledge, let's see. Grinder right there, you can search for it. It does require iron tools, which we've unlocked a while back. Grinder, you can put so much stuff in here that'll grind down. So you can, all the like lotus plants, they grind into powder. Plant fiber grinds down into spice. Salt you get from stone. I don't know what the blood came from. Throw that in here for right now. So I've got some bone here, so let's take this over here. We drop the bone into the grinder, and you can see down here it's making 1-to-1, 124 bone to bone dust. Once you have that, you'll want to come over here, you throw it into your compost heap, so you'll need plant fiber, and it tells you over here, plant fiber, plus putrid meat, plus bone meal equals compost. So this is where having all the meat comes in handy. Basically, what you'll want to do, anything you put into the compost, it increases its decay rate. And what I mean by that, so let me do this. Let me pull off just one steak. Okay, this steak will expire in 2 minutes. Okay, this one will probably be better because it's not about to expire. Nom nom. All right. This one expires in about 30 minutes. So if I put it in here, it now expires at 1.5 minutes. So when you have things that you want to kind of speed along, if you throw them into the composter, then they decompose at a faster rate. So it's a good way to throw your meat in there and get all that knocked down. That's what I've been doing with the unneeded creatures. You throw them in there, they expire out, and then you can throw them in here, and I'm getting bones and stuff from them. So definitely a good little workflow to have with that. I also built a dyer's bench. I haven't made any of this. All of this is literally just for me. This is from me dismantling the war paint. So when you're running around, you find that little note with the war paint. That's how you get that. All right, back to the farmer's journey. Harvest plant fiber. We've done that tons of times. We've just talked about the grinder and putting the bone in there. We get compost. You should, if you haven't made one already, I would make an iron sickle. And with the iron sickle, whenever you go to get your plants, you'll get seeds. You can also put plants into the dryer, and that'll give you seeds. So here we go. We have... I didn't want to do that. That should be enough. So like I've got these 40 seeds. If I come down here, and this is the nice thing about having the having your composter, having your planter, and doing the farming route. Oh, I've only got, you know what, I'll just go ahead and do it. I can throw that in there. And the compost, 1-to-1, one seed to one compost, will start making whatever the seed is. So like this is plant fiber. When I come back later, I am going to have plant fiber growing. It'll actually, it was really cool. You'll have a plant growing out of this. So for plant fiber, it's a bunch of grass. Whatever seed you put in there, whenever it grows up, you're going to have that plant sticking out of the planter. So once you have that done, and once you harvest the seeds and you plant the seeds, you're done with the journey, and the reward is potent compost. Now, potent compost is what you need. If I remember right, you need potent compost in order to grow the seeds for all the, what are they called? The lotus plants. So like black lotus, purple lotus, orange lotus, green lotus, red lotus, lotus plants. You will need, yeah, so for all these gray lotus seeds, midnight blue, I don't know about the flower seeds, but all lotus seeds I do believe require potent compost. So that is something that you will want to eventually get. Right now, I don't know the recipe for potent compost off the top of my head. I'm not too concerned about it right now. That's something we will discuss at a later time whenever we do need it. Alrighty, so we have completed the farmer journey. Okay, so war painter. I have not made an inking brush. I have not made a war paint. I found them, so if I find another one, I'll equip it, and then we can get some dye. Dungeon Delver. We talked about that when we explored the dregs. There's several other tons of dungeons for us to explore. The one I want to focus on, my main, what's Adventurer? Oh, okay, okay. We haven't done this yet, but okay, that's weird. I have defeated a world boss, but it hasn't cleared it yet. Interesting. Interesting. Alrighty, well, we will discuss those later on. That's something we can look into. But for today, something I want to do is the Sorcerer. So, one of the things that you need to do is you need to have the Sorcerer map. So, as you can see, I have a ton of fun stuff here. We have a Sorcerer's map here. Do I have any more? I get you get so many of these. Like, look at that. I've got like 3 of them right there. So I will add, if you come across Weathered Skulls, you'll want to keep at the minimum 15 because you do need them for sorcery. But how, you're going to ask, Hammer, how did you get that? I'm about to tell you. So whenever you kill a sorcerer, they usually will drop a little box. And I'll show you this in a minute. We'll run down to Skulker's Inn and I'll show you. When you open that box, you can get a sorceress spell page. You can get failed sorceress spell pages, notes, and then sorceress regents. Now, the sorceress regents, all these are needed. The sorceress regents are needed to cast sorcerer spells. These 2 down here are things I found. So you don't have to worry about those. I actually found those. I just have them in this box to get them out of my way. Another thing you can get in the sorcerer's package is you can get an iron truncheon and rawhide bindings. So if you don't want to make those yourself, go to Skulker's End. There's at least 3 sorcerers that usually spawn at Skulker's End, and you can get some iron truncheons for free. And so we're going to do that now. So I am going to go over to Skulker's Inn. And where is Skulker's Inn? It's this little place. It's this fun place here before the dregs. I'm going to run down there, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean with how to get those deals. So I will see you whenever we get there. Alrighty, we have made it down here to Skulker's Inn, down here at the end of the river. And so when you come down here, to your left is going to be a fighter. To your right is going to be these 2 fighters. Alrighty. Then this camp over here is going to have... There's one sorcerer. That one's actually a medicine man. And then it's going to have that sorcerer, but then it's also going to have a fighter. All right. So we get some steel. Their outfit. Ooh, some silver coin. Chitin. Chitin can be thrown into the grinder for bone meal, by the way. Cloth satchel. So this guy had a cloth satchel. That's what you're looking for. This is the package you're looking for on sorcerers. So if we continue further into Skulker's End, we're going to have some more fighters here. Usually a fighter, a dancer, a couple fighters, but no sorcerer here. If you're trying to capture a sorcerer, you know, this is a good place to go because if there's at least 3 that spawn.
I will feast upon you.
I will cut your heart out.
I was about to say, y'all are kind of having some issues with that guy, and you shouldn't. There will be another fighter here, and then over there, it's kind of hard to see because it's kind of dark, but over there, where I'm pointing to, is going to be another sorcerer. That's going to be sorcerer number 2, so you have one over by those tents over here. You have another one over here in this little corner. This guy has another cloth satchel. Also, if you look here at this little bench, if you see this scroll here, press E, and that'll get you a sorcerer spell page. You do need those in order to level up your sorcery, so that's a place to go. Back to the right, there's going to be another fighter here, a fighter up there, a fighter over there, a couple of fighters over here to the left. I mean, the center area is going to have a ton of fighters. You can also get, like, this guy's a carpenter, but mostly fighters. So just know when you're in this kind of center area, no need to worry about any sorcerers there. They're all going to be kind of off to the sides, like where I've showed. So like I said, the second sorcerer is here at this little sorcerer's table and everything here. The first one is over here to the right with the tents over there in the corner. The next sorcerer, if you tilt around over here, is right there. A level 3, that's not too bad.
Will have your soul.
See, what does he have? He's got some steel poignards. All right, we got the Scroll Skelos Cultist Master. That will unlock a armor. I believe I already have it. Yeah, I've already unlocked it, but hey, if you find this, it unlocks an armor. And he has a leather satchel. So we've got 3 right there. I'm going to take the suit. That is the 3 sorcerers. Next, we just have the Cannibal Brute, if they're there. Yep. So I have found the Cannibal... Oh, wrong button. The Cannibal Brute is not a 100% spawn, but quite honestly, I have been down here like numerous times. Every time I come here, he's there. Or the Cannibal Brute is there. So I think there's only been... I would say there's about a 90%, 95% chance that right there will be a Cannibal Brute. So, but we have accomplished what we came here for. So now for the next part... If you open these, you can get stuff. This is how you open them. Hold on, there it goes. And there we go. So when you open them, you'll get some notes. Like, let's see. Mostly I got notes, it looks like. I got a Sorceress Regent. I didn't get a Dead Sorcerer's map, but we'll just say that one of these, that's how you get the Dead Sorcerer's map. When you open it up, you'll see this. So let's take a look at the map. So this map is pointing to this cave. So we've got a river here. It makes a Y, goes north. We've got I don't know. I think that's just some tears in the page. But we're looking at this cave here. You can tell it's kind of in a mountainous area. Okay. So if we pull up our map and kind of compare it to what the Sorcerer's map looks like. So you can see it's just a little Y. Kind of hard to tell, but not too much. Just a little bit in here. Can't see too much down below, but just kind of looking at these features, if we compare this to our map, and zoom in, it does kind of look familiar right here. We've got a Y, it goes north, it comes up, and so you can look through here, okay, and then we have this right in here. Doesn't this kind of match what we saw on the Sorcerer's map? Maybe pull it back up. So yeah, you see you've got the levels here. It comes out into this point right here. Got several levels here, and then it's just kind of right there. If we come across, you got the bend here. It's just south of that bend. So if we pull back up our map, you see we've got the bend here. You know, the levels, the point. And so the cave is going to be Shellback Hollow. You can also Google this, but it is Shellback Hollow. I was there before doing some stuff, and I might have mentioned it before, but just to kind of, you know, show you how to read the maps, you kind of got to look, you got the different levels here, the point. I don't like how it does the Y because you don't see too much of the Noob River, and I get you have to move kind of up, but I mean, if you don't know that it's Noob River, I mean, it could potentially, this almost, well, not really, no, that doesn't really look like, I was about to say, you could almost think it might be this, but no, it's not going to be, because it's mostly you have to look at the point. And I'm not good at looking at maps and how the different lines mean different elevations and stuff like that. But if you just kind of match things up, you'll see that it's pointing over here to Shellback Hollow, which is in, let's see, E5. So kind of right smack in the middle of E5 is where Shellback Hollow is. So I am going to head up there. In fact, I'm not going to cut to it. I am just going to run there so you can see, because the path I am going to take, since I am at Skulker's End, you can go up. It's kind of hard to see, but you can go up here and across over here. Instead of going left to head to the unnamed city, I'll just keep going, kind of cut it straight across, and then Shellback Hollow will be right there. So when we leave Shellback Hollow, we'll just go, instead of going to the right, we'll go here to the left. We'll come around this ridge. And then you can see my base is over there. We'll go up this little path here that goes up into the mountains. Little windy, but we're running out of stamina. We'll come up. This is where you can get some baby hyenas. Then just go down this road, but instead of going left to the unnamed city, we're going to go right. We're going to go right across the desert. You'll loop around. There's this little path road right here. Hey, out of my way, out of my way. We're trying to get somewhere. Back over here, we want to kind of cut to the left. So here we are. You want to cut just along the edge of the point here. So that's the point right up there. So we want to cut a little bit left. Go here along the edge. I might be a level too high. We shall see. Nope, I think I am in the right level. All right, yeah. And so then here we are. This is Shellback Hollow. So I'm going to dismount. Kind of give you a layout of the land. So as you can tell, there is a camp across the way. So if you find Flesh Eater Falls, directly across from there is, that's Flesh Eater Falls right across from us. Right here is the cave. You can kind of see what the cave looks like. Again, Flesh Eater falls, the river comes straight across, climb up, and you are at Shellback Cave. Let's go inside. There are some undead shellbacks in here, so I'm going to send my friends in to take care of them.
Curse you!
Aside from the name of the cave, you will know you're at the right place because you will also start gaining corruption. So if you look at the bottom right of my hotbar, you see it's got that skull and it's bouncing up and down. You can kind of see the purple around my window, around my screen. That means that we are gaining corruption. So you will gain corruption in this cave. Be mindful of that. You can kind of see some of the purple popping up on my health bar and stamina bar.
Set will grant me cunning.
So just kind of a warning, when you come to this cave, you will gain corruption. Somebody leveled up. Alright. Just keep following the cave. You don't have to veer left or right, just keep going straight. And then you'll come into this kind of rocked area where you can tell it looks like somebody's built a path. Alrighty, we have found the Hidden Sorcerer's Cave. What are y'all doing back here? Are y'all fighting? Where'd y'all go? Oh, I forgot. I put these on passive whenever I was trying to get when I was trying to get that sorcerer. I put them on passive so they wouldn't accidentally kill him. All right. So we come in here, we unlock the next step. After finding the Sorcerer's Cave, now we need to touch the Tome of Kurak. By touching the Tome of Kurak, you will gain blasphemous and sorcerous powers. So when you come up here, it's got a cool little sorcerer thing here. I think this, I don't remember, I think this is the portal gate, something like that, but it's got this. You can go to your right, you got all these books and tomes and stuff, so it's kind of cool looking here. But when you walk up here, you'll see the Sorcerer's Table and the book. It's right here, this big golden book. You walk up, you press E. We then get the Tome of Kurak. We got an arcane staff, and I think we got a note or something. There was something else that came along. And that is it. That is all you need. But wait, there's more. So, there are some chests around here. You can't open that one. But if you come over here, and we're going to do a little sorcery real quick. So we've got our regent. We've got our arcane staff. So if I pull this out, if I look at the bottom right, it says start casting, left trigger. So let's do this. All right. And so we have part the veil of time and space to glimpse the past, present, and future, or shape the raw forces of nature and reality itself. We wanted to go with the nature. And summon a frozen bridge to traverse a gap. We'll go with that one. And we now have a path to run across. And why would you want to do that? Because when you run across over to this side, there are some chests with good loot. Like here, we've got some coins. Let's see, this one up here. You've got steel bar, a blunted weapon fitting, that's not too bad, gold, iron reinforcements, just some nice little iron ingots and stuff like that for this chest. A shellfish trap, so you don't have to build one of those. You get a steel cleaver and a perfected steel mace, not too shabby. So if we did this earlier, this is a good place to come and get some, free goodies that you can kind of level up yourself with. You level up your gear. There's another chest tucked away back here. Wall lantern, more ingots. I mean, just look at this steel hatchet. You can easily get some steel gear. No, that didn't. By coming to this cave and going through all the goodies. Like, look, here we go. Here's another chest. We got some gold dust and coins, a coin pouch. And I believe that's all of them. So, sorcery is definitely worth picking up. If you excuse me, sorcery is definitely worth picking up a little bit earlier than what I did. I haven't needed it until now. So let's build our bridge back because the bridge will time out.
Shug.
And we can just run back across. And then we can leave this cave. I don't think you can click on any of these boxes. No, none of the boxes that are in the sorcerer area are usable. But alright, now we can leave out. I have angered the locals. I didn't mention it earlier, but if you noticed, I'm not showing that I'm getting experience from anything, and that is because we have hit level 60. If I go pull up my character menu, I have hit level 60. I have been out just taming, mining, and doing stuff, and managed to hit level 60. But basically what I plan on doing is just keep going like I'm level 30, 40, whatever, that I haven't hit level 60. I'm not going to immediately start making the in-game stuff and things like that. I do want to kind of progress to that as we play through. But just know that you're gonna gain levels so easy, especially if you're playing solo world. You can make adjustments. As I mentioned before, I have not adjusted the XP gain on this. I have left that as is. Really? All these other things to attack, and you want to come after me. So you're not gonna have trouble leveling up. I mean, if you're out there mining the resources, things like that, you are not gonna have trouble leveling up. But anyways, we have hit level 60 in the build I went with. So I'm an authority build. So I got maxed out in authority. I went with war party. So I would say when you're leveling thralls, war party is nice because you can do 2 at once. Let's see. I use strength weapons, so I went with 10 strength, so that way my armor is 25% less. My heavy blows do a little bit more damage. I did my vitality to 15. And it increases my maximum health by 100. I was looking at these two. I don't see a use for these other than just getting extra health for the next 5 points, but I also did my 10 points in grit, so my stamina regenerates 25% faster. So, at my character, me, myself, am I going to be like top damage dealer? No. No. If I wanted to be a top damage dealer, then I would have a lower authority and put points into strength, vitality, and the other stuff. But I'm running with thralls. So I want to have my points in authority, one, so I can have war party. Now, again, when it comes to war party, one of the problems with war party is, it says, however, your statistics no longer influence your followers' damage output. So if I'm wearing any gear that says, plus 5% to follower damage, that no longer applies. The points in authority. So each point in authority increases the amount of damage my followers do. That no longer applies with war party. War party, since you're getting 2, you no longer buff them essentially, so they are fighting on their own raw power, and that is where having armor and stuff like that for your thralls helps to kind of boost their stats. There, it's based on their armor and their stats, and so that's where leveling up their vitality, leveling up their strength, leveling up their agility comes in handy, because that is how you boost their stats to where they can do damage. Now, it's all on how you play. Once you kind of get to the end game, I would say, and you have that thrall that is just top tier, has the best perks, has the best stats and is, you know, really maxed out on levels, then I would switch over to something like the other option, not War Party, but to Well Trained, because what Well Trained does is Well Trained gives a plus 20 boost to all stats of your one follower. I think I went the wrong direction. Anyways, so Well Trained is really good as far as a single thrall goes, in that it really boosts their stats. To me, War Party is good for leveling. War Party is good for solo players because it lets you have those numbers. But if you're really wanting your thrall to dish out a lot of damage, then the Well Trained can be the better option, because, like here, Zangil of Shim. If I went with Well Trained, her strength would now be 45, agility would be 48, vitality would be 58, and grit would be 40. So obviously she's gonna hit like a truck. She's gonna have better armor and things like that. But again, it's all how you like to play. Whoops, didn't see you there. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get back to the base, and I will cut back once we have arrived, which shouldn't be too much longer, hopefully. I will see you when we get back home. Alrighty, we have made it back to the base, and something I'm going to get is my construction hammer, because we got some building to do. So I don't need you guys following me all over the place, because you're just going to get in my way. You're going to block my door. I'm going to get mad. I'm gonna say some mean things. Put the horsey over here. Alright. So, some of the things that I want to build, if we pull this up, we go to Sorcery, we can now build the Thaumaturgy bench. And if we look at our Sorcerer journey, access or place a Thaumaturgy bench. The Thaumaturgy bench is the Sorcerer's primary venue for the crafting of sorcery-related objects and items. So, we go to Sorcery, pull up the Thaumaturgy bench, and we are going to place this right here. Alrighty. Upgrade your Tome of Kurak. Your Tome of Kurak can be upgraded to provide more spells. Upgrading it requires materials specifically obtained from sorcerers. Get these materials and upgrade your tomb. So, if I come here, so since I do have a level 3 sorcerer, I get plus crafting speed, plus sacrificial blood efficiency, and yeah, so crafting speed 1.75, sacrificial blood efficiency plus 75%. Another cool thing about the Thaumaturgy bench is your ability to transmog things. So, for instance, do I have something I can try it with? Alrighty. So, for instance, I have this Stafari skin skirt. It's a light armor, strength weapon damage plus 3. And I have this Skelos cultist skirt. It's light armor, armor value of 8. So, I can put this here. The source stats, the appearance. So I want this to look like this. Hit combine. Oh, it's damaged. Okay, but if I hit combine, basically what it does, it makes my Dafari skin skirt look like the Skelos cultist pants. So that's but it has to be, you have to have full durability. It can't be broken. So I'll eventually be doing some transmog stuff, so we'll see it more then. But anywho, so let's see. Let me put my tome in here. So if I want, so let's just take a look at what we have available. So recipes from thralls. We have research, which if you have an inking brush, plant fiber, and sacrificial blood, we can potentially get some of the pages that we'll need. Here's the other one, research. So 10 failed pages. Let's craft. 10 pages can get you the sorcerer spell page, and that's what you need to upgrade your grimoire. And I have a ton of them upstairs, and I actually have a bunch here in my inventory somewhere. Like here we got sorcerer spell page. Let's see what else. I think that's it. All right. So see, we've got 3 sorceress spell pages. I think I just dropped some over. So, all right. So to update your grimoire, we have grimoire upgrade. We have arcane staff. So if we ever need to redo our arcane staff, we can. We have another arcane staff. So this one requires crystals and iron. This one okay, so it's just going to be a cosmetic. No. Oh, a powerful short staff. That's pretty cool. So you can just, I think they all do the same. And then we have the arcane staff, which is got the blue background. So you got your 3 different recipes for your staff. I think I'll do some digging, but I don't think it really changes anything. But we want to focus on recipe grimoire upgrade. So to upgrade your book, we have to look at what's required. You need a Tome of Kurak, a sorcerer spell page for upgrade 1, putrid meat, and stone. We have all that, so let's craft. We have now learned some new stuff. So if we go to knowledge and then we go to sorcery, we have learned word of power, blood right, which allows us to get ritual blood or get blood. We can now put sacrificial blood in a flask, and we have also learned sacrificial stone. We now have the embed wisp spell, imbue wisp spell, ice bridge we already knew, and reveal corruption. So we can reveal nearby corrupted objects and creatures. And then here we have soul drain, which from the sacrificial stone allows us to get a soul in a jar. All right, let's see what else can we do. For the next upgrade, we need feral flesh and feathers. So just so happens that our little greater Carl the crocodile over here happens to like feral flesh. So this one's a quick update. So if we come back over here, we can upgrade our tune. All right, let's see. What did we learn? We learned slow fall, which allows us to slowly fall from a large height. And I think that is it. For the next level, we need savory flesh. Well. Guess who happens to like savory flesh? The tigers. So we needed 1 savory flesh and 10 glowing goop. We got the glowing goop over in the dregs. So let's see, what does that unlock for us? Ooh, we learned the Abyssal Mount Rhino and Abyssal Mount Horse. So let's check out the knowledge. Sorcery. Alright, we got Word of Power Abyssal Mount. Call forth a steed from the Abyssal Depths. We do need a Circle of Power. And then we've also got the Rhino. That's pretty cool. I haven't ever done those. So we'll have to check them out. Alrighty, so now we need human flesh and a volatile gland. So let's go see if Ed 2.0 has any human flesh on him still. He does not. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go grab some flesh real fast. And I will be back when I have some. So I will see you in a minute. Alright, I'm here at Skulker's End real quick, but the last part of the journey is to cast a spell. Spells are cast by combining words of power to evoke ancient power. Equip your focus and press the left mouse button to engage with the different words of power to cast a variety of skills. So let's pull out our staff, press the left mouse button, and that is it. So we have already done this. I'm not going to go through it again really fast, but we have already cast the spell for the ice bridge. So with that being said, we have completed that journey. And something to note, you have to be level 20 to start this. So I would recommend to you at level 20, if you haven't already passed that, but if you're at level 20, definitely do the sorcerer path. Unlock it early. Like I said, you can get a bunch of good steel gear inside that cave. You will get corruption, so you will need to have a dancer or a way to get rid of the corruption, but this unlocks the Acheronian Legate Primus Helm, and you also get some spell pages. So, alrighty, I'm here, and I'm gonna get some human flesh really quick. There's that. I will take this and this. Alrighty. We got our human flesh. I'm going to head back to base, and then we will continue on with our sorcerer stuff. Alrighty, we are back at the base. It looks like our sorcerer is at the bench doing his thing, so out the way, homie. Let's see here. Alright, let's upgrade to the next one. For this, you need a human flesh, volatile glands. To get volatile glands, you can kill imps, and when you harvest them, I believe it's with a skinning knife. I believe it's a skinning knife. You might try the butcher knife, or a pick. You will get volatile glands from them. There are also some lizards. Where are they at? If you're up in this area, kind of along, I believe it's right through here. This river through here has some lizards that will also have fire glands. So, alrighty, so we've already got the fire glands, or in volatile glands. We got the human flesh. Let's see what we get next. Alrighty, it looks like we unlocked the Wall of Fire spell. Okay, what's the next one? So for this one, we need blood and brimstone. So I've got blood in the fluid press. You get blood by pressing the human flesh. Brimstone, we've already talked about. You go to the cave and you can get brimstone there. So let's see, what does that unlock for us? I like the lights on the table, how they glow. Creeping Darkness. Okay, that's another spell we've unlocked. Creeping Darkness. Alrighty, we got another one. We got blood and alchemical base. Okay, we know how to make alchemical base from when we did some alchemy stuff the other day. We got blood again and craft. Alright, we've got mass coal and detect resources. Cool, cool. Let's see what is next. Okay, now we need blood. Purple lotus powder. So to get purple lotus powder, we need purple lotus flowers. You put them in the grinder and that will get you purple lotus powder. You can also find some in chests, but purple lotus comes from over here in the Forgotten City of Zalha. You can get purple lotus and black lotus, or purple lotus over in this area. I found it just kind of running around the river. But purple lotus grows over here. You can get black lotus here within the city. But, alright, so we just need purple lotus and blood. Need a lot of blood. Alrighty, we have learned Summon Corpse and Summon Trader of Blood. Okay. What's the next one? More blood. Bone meal. We've just talked about how to get bone meal, so let's go to that. Sorceress Alchemy, Call of the Dead, and Raise Dead. Okay, those are some cool looking spells. Let's see, can we go again? Alrighty, the next level we need 10 demon blood and a weathered skull. So demon blood, when you're out running around and you come across like the skulker that only has one skull and the glowing eyes, you can get demon blood from them. There are demon bats. If you come across them, you can get demon blood from them. But you will need 10 demon bloods and then 15 weathered skulls. You can get weathered skulls from harvesting skeletons. Or if you go down to Skulker's Inn, sometimes those chests will have them. And I mean, I've found easy 20 to 30 in one run. I mean, it is RNG, but you can definitely get them there. So skeletons or chests at the dregs, different places you can get the weathered skulls. Demon blood, and let's see, what does this unlock for us? Power word mirror mark, invisibility self, and conceal corruption. Okay, that's some neat spells. The next one is demon blood and soul essence. So in order to get soul essence, we're gonna have to build something. So, oops, wrong button. So for the soul essence, we will need the, where is it? We will need the sacrificial stone. It does require a torch, so let's see here. Torch, craft. Okay. So for the sacrificial stone, we'll put this kind of right here. Alrighty. Now let's check out what the sacrificial stone has in it. Alrighty, so we get crafting speed, sacrificial blood. Okay. So we can make diluted sorceress lifeblood. That's a transmutive reagent. It requires sacrificial blood, ichor, and then 10 water-filled glass flasks. We have sacrificial blood in a flask, so we have to have sacrificial blood and 3 glass flasks. Blood right. That's how we get blood. And then soul drain. We need to have an empty glass flask. So let me go over here and see, where did I have all? I think are they in here? No. Here. No. Oh, they're over here in the alchemy thing. All right, so we have 6 flasks. That's hopefully enough for what we got to do. So let me just dump these in here. All right, I am going to go and bonk somebody. Sorry about that, I had a cough. I am going to go bonk somebody and come back once they have been knocked out, and I will show you how to get the next, the blood and the soul. So I will see you in a minute. Alrighty, I have went and I bonked somebody. They went to sleep. And now for this, what you want to do is you don't want to put them on your Wheel of Pain. You want to take them directly from outside, bring them while they're still on the lasso, while they're still on the rawhide bindings, while they're still on the bindings. You want to come over to your sacrificial stone, and that will load them onto it. So he is there, and so for this next upgrade, we need 5 soul essence. Oof, that's going to be a bit. So we come here. We can do soul drain. And let's see here. I think you can only do 1, but we'll see. I am going to hit... I'm just going to see what happens if I hit 10. And so we will see how that goes. I think you only get 1, though. Alrighty, so we got our 5 5 souls. The next one is going to require 5 blood. So I am going to go do some bonking, get us some friends, get us the blood, and then I will cut back to when we have what is needed. So I will see you guys in a bit. Alrighty, so in order to get sacrificial blood, you'll first want to perform blood rite. Then once you complete that, you will do the sacrificial blood. And what will happen is your sacrificial blood will be sitting here. You'll select blood rite, you'll hit craft, and then if it'll combine them. Because if I do this now, it's going to say not enough space in the queue, needed 2, available 1. So you have to do... You basically have to do blood rite. Again, you do blood rite first, then you cast sacrificial blood. And with the thrall bonus and everything, I got 5. So let's go over here, look at our book. We need 5. We needed 20 demon blood, 5 sacrificial blood in a flask, and of course, the sorceress spell page. So let's craft that, and let's see what goodies we get. We got Call of Nurgle and the Abyssal Call. Is there anything else we can upgrade to? Yes. Oof, we need 5 dragon horns. And 30 demon blood. So I don't have any dragon horns right now. I'm not sure that I can get dragon horns right now. But I mean, we've progressed this journey pretty far. Let's see. Yep. So find and defeat a sorcerer, find the hidden sorcerer's cave, touch the tome, access or place the bench, upgrade our tome. You just gotta do it once, and then cast a spell. So we have completed that. I don't believe that there are any other sorcerer-related items. But you know what? Let's take a gander at the potion maker real quick, because I believe we can knock this out real fast while we've got things going on. So access or place a casting table. Do I have the recipe for a casting table? So let's see. Alchemy. Dyer's bench. Alchemist bench. Oh, that's the improved alchemist bench. Let's go to our knowledge and see here. I thought I had unlocked it, but I could be wrong. Casting table. So I wonder if that's going to be under smithing. Yep, there it is. Casting table. So this is kind of large. Let me see here. Move a little Frank. Frank the Spider. We'll put Frank the Spider right there. Alrighty. Casting table. Let's just throw this right over here. Alrighty, let's see. What do we have to do? Oh, I need to set that as my journey potion maker. Okay, activate journey. Alrighty. Craft a glass flask mold. Alrighty, so glass flask mold. Say that 3 times fast. Craft. A bejeweled loincloth? Okay, so we've done that. Let's see what's next. Craft a glass flask. Glass flasks are useful for crafting dyes, orbs, soul essence, or by storing sacrificial blood. You may fill glass flasks with water by filling them from a water source or adding ice to them. Get glass by smelting crystals in a furnace, then craft a glass flask in the crafting panel of a casting table. Alright, so I guess this needs to actually stay here. So the other day, I went and got me some crystals. Now, where do you get said crystals? Well, I will tell you. First off, let me split that off because I don't want too many. So to get these crystals, if you go over here to Hanneman's Grotto. Hanneman's Grotto has a ton of crystals. Basically, when you go in there, there's going to be a ton of imps, but you'll go into the cave, and the crystals are going to be all over the place. Now, you don't mine them with the pickaxe. You can mine some of them with a pickaxe, but basically, you just hold down the interact button. So for me, it's E, because I'm using mouse and keyboard. You go in there, you press the interact button. I press and held down E, and you pick up the crystals one at a time. And when I say one at a time, it's like +1, +2, +4, +5, +1, +2, +3, +2, +1, however many. You know, it's RNG. I got like 1,700 crystals that way. So you don't need too many, but that is one way to get crystals. Is just go to Hanneman's Grotto, and you can get these crystals. Now, to melt them down into glass, we come over here, we throw them into the furnace, and we start out. So, let's see, we got 326. So, it looks like it's about 2 per. Yeah, so each piece of glass, it's 2 crystals per 1 piece of glass. So let me pull out these 4. Let me run around because I don't know where I'm going. Go over here and let me throw the glass in here. And so 1 flask is 3 pieces of glass. So let me craft 1. Okay. Fill a glass flask. Like water skins, glass flasks can be filled from any source of water. You can also fill them by putting it in some ice and a campfire, even filling it in an alchemist bench. While facing a body of water, use the flask from the hotbar to fill it with water. So, basically, you'll treat this like you would your water skin. Let's go out here. And we'll look at our tasty fish-infested waters. Boop, boop, boop. I looked down, it said fish-infested water. Press 7, and bam, it goes into my inventory. Water-filled glass flask. Access or place a grinder. We've got a grinder here. Let's see. Grind silver. Silver bars can be grounded in a grinder. Okay, silver bars can be ground in a grinder to craft silver dust. Silver and gold dust together with ichor are the ingredients for alchemical base. Let's see if this will let me skip because I've already done silver. No. This is going to be annoying. Oh, wait. Grind silver. All right, grind gold. Let's see how that goes. Okay. Craft alchemical base. So let's go over here. And I've got alchemical base, but we'll just make 1. Okay, so we made our 1 alchemical base. Craft or obtain an elixir. Okay, I actually think I have some elixirs over here. I do not. Okay, so let's see here. You know what? I'll just craft an elixir of might. Alrighty. Drink an elixir. So we've crafted our elixir of might. So what this does, the elixir of might, strength weapon damage plus 15%. So this is awesome for your thralls. So your thralls can have a food buff and they can have the elixir buff. So basically what you'll do is you'll give them, let's say pork rinds. You give them pork rinds, you force them to eat the pork rinds. That provides what all the boosts that the pork rinds provide. You then give them the strength, this elixir of might, and it boosts their strength damage. And I think there's another type of buff you can give your thralls that will also help. So you can definitely use this to stack buffs up, but we're going to drink it ourselves. So, boop. And we have completed the potion maker journey. But if I go into my characters, into my stats, you'll see here that strength weapon damage plus 15, and it lasts, I believe these usually last for an hour. So I have an hour of, I have an hour for that buff to stay on me. So let's check out our journey since we completed Potion Maker. It unlocks a glass flask. Let's see. Anything else we can knock out real fast? All right, we'll do this. We'll do the Artificer really quick, and I think we'll wrap it up. So let's see. Access or place a casting table done. Craft a circlet mold. So let's go over here. Let's see. Put that back down there. We're looking for the circlet mold. We'll craft one. I'm actually going to go ahead and craft molds for all of these. So I have them. Coin mold, and then earring mold. And again, as it noted before, you just have to make a cast once. So I forgot to put that as my journey step. So let's activate journey. We want to craft an iron circlet, so let's see. We'll craft one. Okay, let me pull this over to my inventory. Access or place a dyer's bench. So we've got the dyer's bench here. What does it want us to do? Craft a dye? Let's see. Let's craft. We'll do a yellow dye. We'll just dye this cultist. Let's see. That's rather bright. We'll do that. Save. So now, if I put this on, I have a bright yellow skirt. Look at me. I am pretty in my bright yellow skirt. Alrighty. Enough of that. Put my regular pants back on. And if you notice, it still shows you the original image. It just tells you what color is added to it. And that finished up that journey. So let's see. We're going to get silver earrings. Claim rewards. Let's see. Any other ones we can knock out real fast? Let's see. I'm just not seeing anything that we can knock out really quick. Let's You know what? We can do this. I just gotta wear a piece of heavy armor, and I think you have heavy armor, right? So let me do this. There we go. That knocked out that for us, so... that there. And so for this was the soldiers. So we got to defeat an enemy with a strength weapon. We did that a long time ago. Invest 5 attribute points into strength, and then invest 10. Perform a heavy combo finisher. To perform a heavy combo finisher, just press the right click button, or your heavy attack button if you're using a controller, but right click on mouse and keyboard. And then and you'll do a combo, and then the final attack of the combo is called a finisher. So once you do that, you want to put on a piece of heavy armor. We just did that, and now we can claim and get a sharp iron sword. Alrighty. Man, we've actually knocked out quite a bit of these. I am amazed. We've done quite a bit. You know what? Let's just do this. We'll go ahead and do the Mason. What's the Homesteader one? Yeah, we'll knock out these two while we're at it. Might as well. Alrighty, so for the Mason, we need to unlock the Carpenter. We need to unlock Firebolt Cauldron, Craft Stone Consultant. We've done a bunch of this. Craft Hardened Brick. Unlock the Dried Preserver. Craft Wood in a Dryer. Craft Dry Wood. Unlock the Journeyman Mason. Craft Insulated Wood. Craft Iron Reinforcements. Build or upgrade a building piece. So in order to do this, we'll go here. I'm going to go to my building pieces. Now, sandstone is the base. Stone brick is the upgrade. So this is the upgraded part. And you can see it uses brick, shaped wood, iron reinforcements. So for this, I think I will just upgrade a stair. So we just point it to where we want to add it to. This is something I do like about building in Conan. I don't have to delete it and place it. I can just point to the sandstone version, right click, and there we go. We have the upgraded version, which you really can't tell. But I mean, you can slightly tell, I think, because the colors are different, but okay. Now then, the next thing we need to do is unlock the water well knowledge. So let's go to knowledge. And then water well is going to be under construction, I believe. Maybe not. I think it's under survival, actually. Okay, it's under survival. Survival, water well, unlock for 3 points. We can unlock the large water well for another 10. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Go big or go home, I say. Now then, we need to build us a water well. So if we go in here, let's see, I think it falls under general. No. Let's see. Well, what do they put it under? How is it? Is it under decorations? Ah, it's under decorations. I'm a dunce. So we need some more shaped wood. So let me go fire off some shaped wood real fast. Surprised I don't already have a bunch of that. Let me put this in here. Okay, shaped wood. So with shaped wood, we want... I got 100 cooking, so we'll let that cook on down. Let's see, what other journeys can we knock out while that's going? You know what, we'll do this. We'll place... access or place an artesian table, so... let's go in here, and... I don't think I'm going to have room up here. Let me go down here... Let's go to crafting stations, carpentry. Just going to put a regular artisan table down. We'll slide you in right over here by our cannibal brute. Alrighty, now we need to craft a table. Let me just type in table. So we got the abandoned table, Aquilian, Argosian, barrel. I don't want a barrel table. You know what? I like this decrepit round table. We'll craft one of those. Let's see. Put that there and that there. Oh, we need to craft a chair. So, okay, let's go to chair. Let's see. I'll just do this one chair right here. Alrighty, and that completes the journey. You know, I find it funny. You don't have to actually build the stuff. You just got to create it. So, I mean, that makes sense in a way, I guess. It's like, hey, just build it, don't create it. Let me empty out my inventory really quick. Okay. So let's see. That table is not very big. What kind of table is this? I guess it's bigger than it looks. Did I not pull the chair out? Okay. If you were a chair in my inventory, where would you be? There it is. We'll put the... Wow, the chair is like 10 times the size of the table. What's up with that? Alrighty, we got a table. We can now sit and ponder life. He's a pondering his tiger. Alrighty, but we finished Homesteader, so that gives us the reinforced wooden box. Ooh, that might be worth doing a little early so you can get the box. Alright, let's go back to Mason. Activate journey. Do we have the needed things to build a great and mighty well? Decorations, wells, we can. You know what? I kind of want to put the well just like right here. But I feel like it's out of place. Let's see. Oh, wait. I got to go this way because I got to be in... There we go. Put a well right there. It hasn't filled up yet, but... So drink from a well. Wells fill over time and dry out temporarily if all their water is depleted. If you have only recently placed a well, you may need to wait for a short while before water starts collecting in it. Use a well by pressing E while looking at it. So we take a gander at this well. You can tell it's got some water in it. I need a little sip of water. There we go. The Mason journey complete. So, Master Mason, that's something to look into. Let's see, where's my journeys? Mason, this unlocks supply materials. Okay, that gives us some supply materials. We now have the Master Mason. And we'll do this at another day because this is going to ask for siege cauldrons and stuff like that, which I really don't want to build. Let's see. Any others that we may be able to knock out real fast? We can do this some other time because that's going to require me to build some stuff, but... Alright. Oh, we got War Painter, equip... Oh yeah, I still need to find some War Paint, so... Alright, well, I think we have knocked out quite a bit. We've unlocked Sorcery. We have leveled up Sorcery. We've knocked out several other journeys that have given us some great rewards. So let me hit hide completed. So yeah, we don't have too many more to do. We've got Cartographer, which is basically just exploring. And that unlocks Valeria's Sword. Island Cartographer, that's on the Isla Sipta. Adventurer, we might do some of this next time. something I do want to do, and I've been thinking about, is I think I'm going to build a bridge. I kind of want to build a bridge to go across over here because I'm tired of having to swim. But my thoughts are, I build a bridge. Now envision this. It's a bridge that goes across. But the top of the bridge, like there's going to be the part that you walk under. It's going to have some arches and stuff. But at the top part, I'm going to make a little bit of a tower, and I'm going to move all my sorcery stuff into the bridge tower. So I think that's what I'm going to envision for doing over here, is putting in my sorcery tower bridge. And yes, I know I'm going all out for my my starter base, but you know what? Why not? I can have all my sorcery stuff in the bridge is going to be for the tower, and then I'll have this for everything else, my thralls and things like that. And then I've been building up materials, so I've got to build up a crap ton of stone and bricks and hardened stone bricks and a crap ton of iron to make steel, to make the steel reinforcements, so that when we go up here to this upper area, when I come up here, and I'm thinking of building either over here. I like to build near water, but I'm thinking here in this area because I can skedaddle on over here. There's 2 bosses that I can get keys from, and it's kind of to me. That's centrally located, so I can go over here from here to here. It looks like it's slightly the same distance, maybe a little. It might be a little bit closer this way. But this allows me to kind of be more centrally located, so I can go here, without having to, and then up here. Up here is going to be the next part. You know, you gotta go north too. So this is kind of central. And then once we unlock some fast travel methods, we can fast travel around, because like what I plan on doing is outside of Sepamaru, I'll build a little camp to tame thralls. Outside of the mounds, I'll build a camp to tame thralls. And I think I'll come over here to where the Black Hand pirates are, you know, over in this area, and I'll build a camp to tame thralls. So the thing is, your main base, you don't have to be like too accessible to things, but you know, like for collecting thralls, you build a camp where you can tame 4 or 5 at a time. You know, you can tame several at a time. You get 4 of them going on that bad boy. You go off, you do your thing, you come back, you throw them into your mount, you throw them into the pet that you have following you, you throw them onto your followers, and you take them back to your base, and then you set them up. And now with the living settlements, I believe if I have a thrall here in my starter base, I believe they will affect my other base up here, no matter where I'm at. I think that's how it works. I could be wrong on that, because I haven't really dealt with the living settlements too much. But with that being said, I think we're going to call it for today. Again, we've done quite a bit. You can tell I am looking, oh, so sexy with my corruption. Yes. Look at me with my corruption. Let me take my helmet off. It's about time for me to get new armor, too. Yeah. Yes, look at me and my corruption and all my corruptioniness. Look amazing. Just so you know, that is what a corruption does to you. The more corrupted you get, the more sexy you become. Yes. Yes. Like a hot dog that's been on the grill for too long. Anyways, so I'll need to get rid of my corruption at some point in time. So we've delved into sorcery. We unlocked a ton of sorcery items. We've unlocked several other journeys. We are cooking along. I'm currently max level. Maybe you are too by this point of the game. I would say that we are definitely in the mid-game area now. We've hit the mid-tier. So now it's just literally going to be me farming up a ton of materials to be able to build our next base. Trying to figure out how I want to build the next base. Ooh, I just noticed something. So we were discussing the farming aspect earlier, and if you look here, see? It's a bush. So if I remove this, it goes away. You see, if I put it back, where'd it go? If I put it back, it gets the bush back. So that's how you can tell you have stuff in your planters, is it finishes growing. But I'm gonna continue on and back to what I was saying. So yeah, so we have definitely come a long ways from the beginning. now I think, you know, moving forward, we're going to start focusing more on the story. I'm going to be off camera. I will do all the collecting and gathering, unless y'all really want to see that boring stuff. I don't think you do, but who knows? Do a lot of collecting, a lot of gathering, getting more stuff. I'm always looking out for more crafting thralls for T4 crafting thralls. So I'm really looking to, I will definitely be doing a video on going to Sepamaru to get more friends. But I think we are done for today for sure. I wanted to also add, as of today, our channel has hit... The channel has hit 106 subscribers. I want to say thank you to all of y'all who are following, who have really grown the channel. I know when I started this back up, I did this once before with some space engineers. Life happened and I kind of just dropped off a few years ago, and now I'm coming back and I'm trying to stay with it. I'm really enjoying it. I hope y'all are too. But 106 subscribers as of today. I can't tell you how happy that makes me. I'm really appreciate all y'all. I hope that y'all definitely love the videos, that you're learning stuff. Feel free to put in the comments. I do read your comments. I try to reply as I can. And you know, when I see new ideas, I'll show them off. But yeah, I want this to be a good place where we can share ideas and stuff like that. Y'all can learn from my mistakes, like me saying, "Hey, watch this. This is how you get off a mountain fast and jump into my death instantly." That wasn't cool. But yeah, 106 subscribers. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate the support. Really appreciate the follows. So with that being said, I can't wait to see y'all in the next episode. I think on the next one, like I said, we will do some more journeys, look at crafting some more stuff, upgrading our gear, and just continue the adventure on the Exiled lands. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a good one. Goodbye.